I'm Stephanie Filardi. Welcome to Mind the Gap, the podcast. I believe many people fall short of living the life of their dreams simply because they get stuck in what I call the gap. The vision behind this podcast is to help you understand how to navigate the gap and in the process, awaken to the life that is waiting for you. It starts now. Let's go.
Hello, friends. Thank you for joining today. Let us begin by taking 3 conscious breaths. So breathing into the belly. Exhale, let it go out of your mouth with a sigh. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, release, let go, make space. And then again, inhale, filling up, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, let it go. So in today's podcast, I wanted to check in. And I want to remind all of you to be gentle with yourself. In these times, which are very uncertain, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of, let's say, negative energy. And oftentimes when we experience prolonged negative energy, it can become extremely stressful. And for some of us, we can even begin to feel a sense of hopelessness. So I think it's important, no matter what you're experiencing, whether it's health concerns, financial concerns, pretty much well-being, right? Which consists of physical, mental, emotional, financial. If you're experiencing any or all of those, I want to remind you to be gentle with yourself. And this conversation today, brief, comes from hearing from a lot of you, thank you, about what you're dealing with on a daily basis. So even if your biggest struggle is that everyone is home and you're trying to get your work done and you're trying to be super mom or super teacher or super dad or super provider, whatever it is, all the hats you wear, that all of us have concerns right now. Legitimate, real concerns. So I think part of the challenge is how do we navigate this time, which is difficult, where there's so many ways to plug into the negativity. How do we navigate and actually stay positive? How do we navigate and actually be gentle with ourselves? So that's why I wanted to speak about being gentle, because at the end of the day, and I've spoken about this before, our number one asset is our energy. Without energy, we can't do anything. Without energy, we don't have the desire to do anything. So it's so important more than ever to really take care of ourselves. This is not selfish. This is actually about survival at this point. It's not even about thriving. If it was several months ago, I would have talked about thriving. For many of us right now, it's survival. And for some of us, it's mental survival, financial survival, physical survival, whatever it is for you. Spiritual survival, maybe some of you are angry or feel lost or disconnected. So it's not about making anything wrong. It's really about allowing yourself to experience what you're experiencing in truth and in honesty, and to allow the things to come up, to allow the emotions to come and to go. Now, as I say this, I recognize that there's a lot of people who don't even know what that means. Like, how do I allow? We're not even cognizant of the fact that we're in resistance. And really what I mean when I say allow and be gentle is like, notice where you're forcing. right? Like notice the places in your life where you're constantly forcing yourself to do things that don't work for you. Those are places where our energy leaks, and those are places where negative energy is being created because we're in resistance. And I've talked about a lot of these topics on previous episodes, so if you want to study more about them, please look at the past episodes. But really today, my main message for you is to remind you that you're loved, to remind you that there is support available for whatever you need out there. You have to ask. You have to take that first step. You have to take action. And that this is the time to really be kind and gentle with yourself. It's the time to say, okay, where is there negative energy being generated? Am I having negative thoughts? Am I constantly frustrated or angry or fed up? Because those negative thoughts, that negative energy, negatively impacts our well-being. It impacts our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health. So when we can be gentle with ourselves, it's almost like there's a form of acceptance. When there's no longer resistance to what is, when we can accept and allow and be gentle, then what starts to happen is we start to generate more of that positive energy, that sense of well-being, and we actually start to see opportunities and creative responses that we haven't seen before. So consider what I'm saying and remember that now is the time to stay positive and to do everything we can to be healthy. Because when we are in positive states and we generate positive energy, we also boost our immune system, which all of us need that right now. Because we're not certain how long we're going to be facing the difficulty that this pandemic, right, has given to us. So we need to really think about it like it's a marathon. It's not going to be, quote, over as soon as we thought in any area of life. And that's also part of being gentle with ourselves and allowing ourselves. Because many times human nature, when we don't know, when we don't have control, or when there's a lot of uncertainty, we freak out. I've been there. So be gentle with yourself. Release and let go of anything that is not essential to your well-being. This is really a beautiful opportunity to look at the things that are negative and to make changes. Now, having said that, if you're in a situation where, let's say you're in a relationship or a job situation that you don't like, before you go doing anything drastic, I suggest you listen to my other podcasts about ego and relationships, and also be clear on what really the issue is. Because in times like this, it's very easy to blame. And just because a situation isn't working right now doesn't mean you have to jump out of it unless you have another plan, right? Because then we just create more drama and stress. So the things that you can do if you're in a situation, right, to get through the situation, if it's not something that you can leave right now, you can either accept it or you can find a way to change it, right? Those are always and only the three options: accept, leave, or change. So take care of yourselves, take care of one another. I am going to be doing a virtual class tomorrow night, Tuesday, May 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on how to stay positive, on how to stay healthy, giving you tools and tips to take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. So if you want in, email me at stephanie@bronxvillewellness.com. As always, be good to yourself, be gentle with yourself, and I'll speak with you soon. Thanks for listening. Namaste.
If you find this podcast helpful and if it provokes you in any way, meaning you love what I have to say, or maybe you don't like it because it triggers you, awesome. I've moved something in you, and perhaps you will want to share this with someone else in your life who might be interested in being moved. So you can find us on Apple, on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. And as always, feel free to share links with people you love, because remember, we are in relationship with each other. So the more that you are present and you invite other people on the journey, the more peaceful world we will live in because we will be together understanding these concepts. So I thank you for your support, and you help us keep the show going by sharing it, by liking it, by giving us reviews, and helping us to grow. Thank you.